How did we end up here?
Well, I always go online and like to look for like properties because I've always wanted property.
We didn't know what that meant, wanting property.
So I would just send you ones that I found that looked cool. And we'd drive by like the stalkers and see what it actually looked like.
The stalkers aren't a family, not like Meet the Stalkers. No, like stalkers.
And so I sent this particular property to you, and we went and drove past it, and I was kind of like, it's fine. And then you were like, let's make an appointment to go see it. I was like, oh, okay. The house it's an 1890s brick farmhouse that has had a few renovations in it. Oh yeah, 2019, February 23rd, we decided to come look at the property. So yeah, okay, like cool, we'll think about it, we'll talk about it. Was it the next day? Or 2 days later maybe?
It was pretty quick.
I feel like it was the next day. She sent a message saying that there was another offer on the house, so if we were really interested, that she suggested that we put a offer in. And so we were like, oh, okay, well, so we just kind of put down, what the asking price was, and didn't really expect anything out of that. So we put the offer in, and then 2 days later, on Wednesday, which was February, I don't know what, 28th or something, the realtor called and said that they had accepted our offer.
I don't even remember. Did we write them a letter?
The kids wrote a letter
saying what they liked about
what
the
they
place.
liked about the place, yeah.
So we were real pleased when they said, yeah, we want to accept your offer.
We were completely shocked.
Everything was happening really fast at that point.
The next week, the realtor had a stager come into our previous house. She came in and moved a bunch of stuff around. They took pictures, and then within a week, they had it listed. Like where people come and look at your house.
Oh.
And like you have to keep it clean all the time so people can stop by and look at it whenever they want to. We only had to do that for a week, and that was awesome. And it only took a week for it to be under contract. We had the whole month of April to pack and get ready, and April 30th we closed, and then now we're here. So 2 days after we moved in.
Move in on Thursday. So on Saturday.
There was like, every time you walked in the house, there was a weird smell, and we didn't know where it was coming from. We realized that the toilet wasn't really flushing. So we're like, oh, that's weird. Like, who threw something down there? Or, because we moved from city to septic.
Sewer to septic.
There was just a weird smell. We didn't know where it was coming from. So what did we do first? We noticed that it wasn't flushing, and when it flushed, we noticed it was coming into the bathtub.
Oh, gross, gross, gross. Underline the word gross on the screen. Just gross.
Super gross. So we're like, oh no, what do we do? So he ended up calling a plumber, right?
Yeah, but this was at 10 o'clock, 9 or 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. We had a good idea of where the septic tank cover was. We have a 2-tank system at the main house. So there's like the solids and the liquids tanks.
TMI.
This is a quick primer for anybody who doesn't know about septic. We had to learn too. Again, 10 o'clock at night, when the plumber comes out,
Oh yeah.
he's like, well, we're gonna have to find the septic covers. And so we get our shovels out, literally digging around
in the gravel.
Thankfully, we did know at least where the first cover was, and we found both covers. And we pulled open the one, and he shone his flashlight in there and said, "Yep, it needs to be pumped out." What?
We just got here. So we had to wait till the next morning.
In the meantime, we're like, how do we use the bathroom and stuff? We found out that every once in a while when you flushed it, it would go okay.
You had to wait like
Yeah.
a long time before somebody else, like, we were like, don't flush the toilet at all.
Yeah. Oh.
And our poor 4-year-old, she was only 3 at the time. She was like petrified of the bathroom because every time she went to the bathroom, it would fill up or it wouldn't flush, or
Yeah.
and so she would like scream every time she had to go to the bathroom. It was just sad.
So Sunday morning, then we call a septic guy that's available and he can come out. So he comes out and pumps it out for us. We start learning about septic systems at that point. We find out how many gallons it is and all this stuff. And so he kind of sprays it out. We think we're good to go. Within a few days, right, the toilets aren't flushing again. We're like, great. So we have a plumber come out who had done some work for us before at our old house. And he comes out and he brings his camera. So he feeds his camera down in there and he says, yep, you got
Pipe is bent.
Yeah, the pipe is bent, and so we're gonna have to dig that up. So he was gonna have to get in there and what do you call that thing that goes in there? Everybody's
Snake
watching
it.
right now. Snaking. Yep. You have to snake it out. So we tear up the patio. We tear up a 4-foot section of the patio stone stuff, and we dig down in there and we find the creased pipe. In the process of finding out where there was a flagpole. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna pull this out. So I do, but in the process of digging out around there, I cracked the pipe where the septic drains also. And so we repair the creased pipe. He gets in there and he cleans out the roots, and then we had a working system again, thankfully.
Yeah.
But this is all in the first week. Like this is 5 days. All of this is in 5 or 6 days after we move in. That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But it
5
did.
days.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the 1890s.
So it's a 2-bedroom farmhouse, and we just moved from a 5-bedroom house, and so we had to figure out, okay, where are all the kids going to be? So the upstairs room was the previous owner's master room. So there's a little tiny bathroom up there and a little loft and then the bedroom. But in order for all the kids to be able to fit, we went in and we tore out the closet wall, which kind of divided the space in the room. So now it's just one long room, so that all the kids could fit in there. And the previous owner had exposed some of the brick in the house, which is awesome. I got antsy one day and decided to expose another wall.
In our bedroom.
Found all kinds of cool surprises. There's drywall, plaster that we had to chip off. We found an awesome floor painting underneath the carpet. We found how they wired electrical through plaster. Probably not up to code at all.
And so there's a lot of dust. For anyone who's ever done lath and plaster removal, lots and lots and lots of dust.
Even though I had tried to block all the seams when I was doing it, so we won't be tearing anything out while we're living in the house. It's too much, too dirty. We got that wall exposed, and it's super cool, and I can't wait to do it to the rest of the house.
And the previous owners had a bunch of stuff. A loader backhoe. It's an old, like 1972 or 78 International backhoe loader. And a 1958 8N, a Ford tractor 8N. This is a really popular model. And a riding mower and a small, like John Deere. I don't know what
Tractor
you call
tiller.
It had a couple attachments like a tiller. You know, it's one of those short ones. It's cute. It's green and yellow. And you're like, yeah, that's a John Deere tractor. So none of it was in awesome condition, but it was all working. And that was a great blessing over time.
Well, it wasn't working you had to figure out how to make it work.
Some of it
Most
we had
of
to
them
figure it
needed
out.
batteries.
Yeah, that's true.
But you spent a lot of hours out there just trying to figure out what was what. But you got them all working.
Yeah.
And the kids want to mow the lawn because it's a riding lawnmower.
Yep.
One of the perks from moving from the city to the farm.
So we moved from our normal, I guess, normal house in the city kind of thing. And our average water usage was somewhere between 4 and 10,000 gallons a month. Pretty average. So we moved here, and our first water bill, it shows like 27,000 gallons. I was thinking, whoa, like our house is smaller. We have the same number of people in our house as before, and we're not.
And we hadn't watered the lawn
Yeah.
at all.
We didn't even run sprinklers.
And there's a lot of lawn to water. We didn't water the lawn.
The second or third month, we
Wasn't
were
it
like,
at 60?
yeah, second or third month, we're around 60,000 gallons. 60,000 gallons of water in a month. And we're like, that's a lot. That's just a lot. So we find out that we have water leaks. The water leak detection company had to come out. They have like these scanner things they listen to with headphones, and they find where stuff is. We don't even know where the pipes are, so it was a little bit hard for them. Anyway, they find a pretty significant water leak. 0.75 or gallon water per minute flowing from this location right here. They mark it, and so we dig it out. We find out that there are 2 more leaks. So these are all 5 feet down in the ground, and so we dig them up. And
you had to buy a pump to put down in the hole after you dug it, because it was just kept filling up with water.
Yeah.
So we had to buy a pump that pumped all the water out so that you could even get to the pipe to fix the pipe. Otherwise, it would just be under the water.
It's a lot of work digging that out. The first one we did by hand, and the next 2 we got to use the backhoe. Way better, but still just so much water. We're constantly pumping it out. It's like half the challenge, just keeping the water pumped out so we can actually work on the stuff. But we finally get it fixed, and then around October we get our first water bill minus leaks, and lo and behold, it's like 6,000 gallons a month or whatever. We're around the same as what we were before.
In the fall, I started building a fence around where the garden is, and I just extended it down and out because I wanted to plant an orchard for the spring. Some of the kids helped me dig the posts out.
They were building mussels and fences.
Yeah. So we got a fence put up around the garden, and then we took out the old fencing that was around the garden. So now it's just one big stretch of land.
Looks nice.
And hopefully we'll have a flourishing orchard on it in the future, with a flourishing garden in the future. So that was fun. Hard work, for sure. What's your favorite thing about the property?
I think having the space for our kids to explore is definitely near the top of the list. How about you?
My favorite thing is the kids being able to just go out and ride bikes, or go out and find creatures, being able to go out in the shop and find scraps of all kinds of stuff, and just be able to build and be able to create. And they made quite a few random projects with scraps that they found out there. I love being able to just see enjoy pulling weeds out of the garden. It's very therapeutic. Yeah, I love not being confined.
And this, I mean, we get to do this. We always wanted to have a swing to sit on and do things, and we can sit here and look out over a good section of the property and just spend time together. There's just some things we can't do alone. It's kind of like our channel. You know, we can't do this alone. You can do this with us.
Nice segue.
Yeah. Leave some comments. Ask us questions. Do you subscribe and like things for us? See you later.
That's a wrap.
So we should have some links down below. You can subscribe to our channel, follow us, like us, and just watch the videos. We don't even know if we're gonna make it yet, but we're trying. And we hope we can. Number 5.
How are the pigs?
Oh, the pigs. They seem to be happy. I wonder how hot they are.
You're not talking normal.
I know, I'm talking louder than I think.
You're talking like choppy.
Howdy hey, welcome back again. Are we gonna be talking to each other?
Like
I think it's good.
if you say something and I have to correct you, then
Do I have any profound insights?
well,
And we're gonna have to decide whether or not the seasickness effect.
oh yeah,
gonna
we
be-
can't move.
Yeah, that's Duke.
Oh, I was like, what? Is that some new slang? Duke, that's Duke, man. But where do you look? Do you stare at his legs? Do you just stare off into the distance?
No,
You actually stare at the camera?
yeah, like the black dot. That's Duke. Hi.
Live in realty house.
What? Phil, are we even supposed to talk about that? Because that was this year.
Can't talk about that yet. We haven't killed any animals yet.
Yeah, I consider that a huge blessing. Yeah,
Probably shouldn't put that in there.
maybe not.
They're killing animals.
Great.